Not necessary, but dislike or like the video. Star Trek 2009. As films start, a man is shown whose name was Nero. It is said that the technology at that time was very advanced. Man could do everything. So many people came to space and tried to save the planet of Nero. And all the people of that planet died. Only Nero and some of his companions were left, who decide that the people who did not help save their planet. And neither will they try to take revenge from those people and destroy their planet. Now the planet that Nero was talking about was Earth. That is, the people living on the ground. We are shown a spaceship in which there were some people who had come on a mission in space. The mission was to save another planet. Then the captain of that spaceship sees a very big black hole, a dark path in the sky, from which a big spaceship was coming out. This ship was not of anyone else, but of Nero, who had traveled through time with the help of that big black hole. Now he shows the face of a man to the captain of that ship. And his name is Spock. But that captain says to Nero that I do not know a man named Spock. Hearing all this, Nero felt that he had traveled the wrong time. He could not reach his enemy, so he kills the captain of that ship. And he also tries to kill the rest of the people of that ship. Seeing all this, the second captain of the ship was going to take his small ship so that he can destroy his ship. Now the people who had come here on the mission, they also had the wife of the other captain, who was about to become a mother, whose condition was getting very bad. A child is born to the wife of the other captain. The captain names his child James, after which he takes his ship and collides with Nero's ship, due to which the captain died, but he saved all the people of his ship, including his wife and child. Now after a few years, we see the same child who had grown up a lot. He was stealing his stepfather's car and driving at high speed. There was a police behind him. Because he was not so big that he could drive the car. He was about to fall from a hill, but he survives. After this, now we see a small Spock on another planet. This was the same child about which Nero had asked the captain at the beginning of the story. And what was all this? We will find out later in the story. But now Spock was very small and very intelligent, that he remembered every little thing written or read. But the planet on which Spock lived, the people there never included him in any work or mission, because they believed that Spock's death is a common man. Similarly, Spock had grown up. There was always disappointment on his face, because the people of his planet never accepted him. Now Spock had grown up. And likewise, he wanted to prove himself better in front of the people of the planet. On the other hand, we see James, who was growing up, becoming mischievous and mischievous. He flirts with a girl in a bar, or he was talking to her. Then the security guards tell him to go out. But he does not go. The guards beat him a lot for this. Then a man came there, who was the captain of a spaceship. He talks to James and says that I have worked with your dad. He saved the lives of 800 people. This man was talking about the other captain, who was saving people from the neurons. That is, he was James's dad. That man now says to James, I know you are as brave as your dad. You just need a purpose in your life. You join our academy. You can also go to space. You will be given very good training. By the way, James did not like these things. But the captain's words had a very deep effect on him. He joins their academy. There he also sees James and that girl, because of which he was beaten up in the bar. Now the people who took part in this training program, after 3 years, everyone had become proficient in their work. They had to be given their post now. But before that, they had to pass a test. That was how to save your spaceship from the enemy. This program was designed by Spock, and it was not possible for everyone to pass that test in such a way. He is very proficient in this job. When Spock sees the skill of James, then he started feeling that James passes the test by cheating. He also files a case against him in his court. There they have a lot of debate. Spock says that this test was made so that a captain feels like losing his people. But James passed this test, considering it only a video game. During these talks, he finds out that his spaceship is stuck in a black hole, which he has to save. Now everyone had left to save that ship, but they had dismissed James. That means James could not go with them anymore. Then his friend gives him a medicine, due to which James's condition was getting worse. In this way, James's friend brought him to that medicine. The effect of the medicine that his friend had given him began to reverse. He was swollen like a balloon, but his friend gives him an injection. Now James finds out that his ship is stuck in such a black hole, because of which many years ago, his dad also died. Spock was also in his ship. Here James tells the captain that we should not go there, where our spaceship is stuck, because after going there, we will all die. To some extent, James's words were true. But still no one believes him, and take their ship to the place where they go and see this. Before that, all the spaceships that had come here, Nero had destroyed their ship. That means all this was Nero's plan. Spock takes control of his ship, but he does nothing to his ship, because Spock was in James's ship, which Nero had been waiting for many years. Now he tells his captain to surrender himself to Nero. The captain of James's ship was ready to do everything to save his people. But before that, the captain had a plan. Before going to Nero, he wanted to block all his systems. That is, Nero should not know about any of his work. The captain of James's ship wants to steal his people. He gets down with the help of a parachute. He had to land on the tower of Nero. When he reaches near the tower and opens his parachute, one of his companions is killed because of the wrong landing. James and his one more companion were left. They reach the tower of Nero and confront his men. James had killed them, and he also fires bullets, which could have been sent by the machine. When Nero finds out about this, he makes a weapon with the help of a chemical, with the help of which an artificial black hole could have been made. His plan was that he would throw him into the planet of Spock, through which the black hole would leave the planet of Spock. He wanted to see his planet being destroyed. Now he throws that weapon on the planet. James also jumps from the tower of Nero with his companion, through which he was about to fall, but the captain teleports him to his ship. Now the black hole that Nero had made was about to leave the planet of Spock. That's why he teleports and goes to save his family on his planet. Now when he was teleporting from his planet with everyone, his mom was left on the planet. Spock was coming back and, seeing his planet being destroyed, he also lost his mom. But still nothing was visible on his face. Neither sadness nor sorrow. Spock did not bring his feelings in front of anyone. There Nero TIs the captain of the ship. He wanted to get all the information of his academy from him. When the captain refuses to tell him anything, he was going to put a strange insect in the captain's mouth, which was hurting him a lot. Here in the ship, James tells Spock that we will have to save our captain. But Spock refused to listen to him and says that if we go near the tower, then our life is also in danger. Saying this, he also throws off the ship. James had just reached a planet where there was snow all around. He sees a big creature coming in front of him, who was going to kill him. Then a bigger creature comes and eats that small creature. Now he was going to eat James too. Then a man comes and saves him. That man had brought him to the cave. He says to James that how did you find me? That man says that I am also Spock. Today, 129 years ago, a star that had exploded wanted to harm our planet, but I made a weapon from which a very big black hole was formed. Instead of controlling that star, he attacked Nero's planet. His planet was destroyed. That's why Nero still thinks I'm guilty of destroying my planet. So in the beginning of the story, the Spock picture that Nero had shown was this. James was surprised to hear everything. He understood that Nero has come from the future, and it is very difficult to kill him. Now the future Spock takes him to a nearby academy where an engineer used to live. That engineer tells James that our speed is very fast and we can reach our spaceship soon. Now James tells the future Spock to come with him, but he refused. James tells him that my world Spock is very stubborn. He will not listen to me. I can't explain him about all this. That's why you have to come with me. But the future Spock says that you just have to bring out his emotions. He will understand everything. Now James and the engineer both teleported and came to their ship. But by mistake, the engineer gets stuck in a tunnel. Had saved him. At the same time, the guards also catch them. Spock was very surprised to see James because the time travel that James did and came back was not everyone's cup of tea. Spock orders his guard to catch James. Then James tells him that our planet has been destroyed. Your mother is dead. But I think you don't care about anything. Then Spock gets angry. He beats James a lot. Here James was not saying anything to him. Spock's dad stops him. Now Spock felt that his control was no longer on himself, because now all his emotions were coming out. That's why he leaves the captain's seat. Now the new captain of the ship was James. He knew everything about how to defeat Nero. He also had the highly advanced teleport technology. This engineer was brought by James' On the other hand, Nero had reached Earth. He was going to drill a hole in the middle of the Earth with the help of a drill. That's when James and Spock reach Nero's ship. James comes looking for his captain, whom Nero had caught. James and Spock were separated. They want to find their captain. But here James was caught by Nero. On the other hand, Spock runs away with Nero's weapon. When Nero finds out that his powerful weapon has run away with Spock, all his attention was now on saving him and taking advantage of this. James had killed all the companions of Nero. Spock destroyed that drill machine that was drilling in the Earth. Now Spock leaves that weapon towards Nero's ship. Spock and Captain both teleported and reached their ship. Now that weapon starts turning black hole. Nero's ship was about to leave that secret path. That's why James tells him to surrender himself. But Nero liked to die and not to bow. That's why James now attacks his ship and kills it. When James's ship was passing near the black hole, the gravitational force inside it also pulls his ship towards itself, because of which his ship was about to break. But he also had an engineer who was brought by James from the future. He throws a bomb in this black hole, because of which his ship itself came out of it due to the explosion. And in this way, he had ended the danger from the future forever. Now they all come back to the Earth. When Spock of this world sees his future Spock, he gets surprised. Spock of the future tells him that you and James are going to be very good friends in the future. I have also found a new planet where we can go and repopulate it. James was made captain by the Academy, the post he had to get. After 8 years, he had achieved it. James had to go to space to find many more things. And with this film ends here.